Good morning. It is currently, that was a fucking shit start, let's go again. Whether I'll edit this in or not, I don't know. But this is the reality of recording YouTube. The amount of times I'll start a video and I'm like, that's shit, start again. We're just gonna roll with it because I ain't got the energy to fucking do some grand intro at 6:10 in the bloody morning. I've just woken up, which is why I don't like to do these intros as soon as I wake up, because I need time to just get the cogs turning, you know? But here we are, now I'm talking, it's okay. About to have my first meal. Before, a little overview of what today is going to include. Standard day in the life. Quite a few new things have happened. New training plan. That's about it. Is that it? No, there was surely something else. There is something else, which I will come on to. But the big one is new change in training plan. I'm going from a 5-day split to a 5-day split, but a true 5-day split. It's not upper, lower arms. It's push, rest, upper, lower, rest, push, lower. Upper, lower, push, pull legs, basically 2 rest days. So we'll come on to that in a bit. The new session today is a pull session, which I might show you some clips from, but that's the other new thing, my new meal plan. Oh yes, I wrote it out myself. I actually did my own meal plan and training plan. Even though I've got a coach, I just like doing this shit, you know? So meal 1, let's show you that. Let's get the day started. First meal of the day, and is actually one of my favorite meals. Super easy to make, very healthy, as they all are. 0% fat Greek yogurt. 166 grams to be exact, and that is because that is a third of one of these tubs. It just makes life easier when you've got the exact amount in the right tub, because it's annoying when you've got like 50 grams left in the tub and that's the only tub you've got left. So that is my reasoning as to why I do that. Bosh, next we've got 5 grams of cocoa powder. Cocoa powder is fantastic. It's basically what chocolate is made of, but then obviously chocolate gets all these added sweeteners and fats to it. So cocoa powder is just a raw form of chocolate. But all I do is put 5 grams in, which is very minimal calories, and it adds just a nice chocolatey taste to it. And my fucking camera's got 4 minutes of battery left. Brilliant. Guess it's going on charge after this then. It's like the universe doesn't want me to make YouTube videos. Can't win. The whey flavour we're going with today is Perform Cookie Dough, staying with the chocolatey theme. And then I've got 5 grams of flax seeds, 5 grams of chia seeds as well, which I buy from Amazon. Big kilo bag. Chia seeds and flax seeds aren't only great fat sources, but they're also great fiber sources, which a lot of people don't get enough of in your diet. So if you're ever wondering, do I get enough fiber? Track all your food for a day. Make sure that the food that you're inputting into your calorie counting app actually tracks the fiber on it as well, because sometimes they don't. See where it comes to. You want to be landing around 30 to 35 grams of fiber per day, roughly. And I guarantee a lot of you watching this aren't going to be having that. And it will make a big difference to your mood, to your digestion, even your performance in the gym, if you get more fiber in. I add a little bit of water to this as well. Mix it all up. 100 grams of blueberries on top, and then smack it in the microwave for 1 minute. Tell you what, my legs are absolutely fucked this morning. New leg session that I'm doing is fucking brutal. The quad work is 1 cluster set on the leg press. So you pick a weight that allows you to fail around 15 reps. Put a band on it as well, so I'm using less total load, which is better for my knee. Go to failure, and you just keep going until you hit 30 reps. And you end up doing like 5 or 6 rest pause sets, but that's also 5 or 6 failure points as well. And then 2 sets of the hack squat after that. Brutal. Once that's all ready, a little bit of pink salt, and then 30 grams of granola from Lidl. This granola is incredible. Great combo. Here it is. Of course, we're gonna do a taste test. It's just like dessert, first thing in the morning. It's brilliant. This is meal 1, going in just after 6 o'clock. Actually, haven't got any PTs this morning. So we'll take Bella out for a walk after this and then get started with check-ins. Should we go out for a walk? Yeah. Yeah. Look at that little tail go. Oh, big stretches. Look at this girl, waiting nicely in her bed. So something I've been doing with their food recently is soaking it before I feed it to her. I read online that apparently dry kibble takes like something like 6 hours to fully digest in a dog's stomach. And you can just aid that process by just soaking it a little bit. So she's just looking at me, waiting for the word. As soon as I say the word B-R-E-A-K, she goes mad. But you're gonna have to wait for that a little bit first. Ready? Brr, 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 brr. Break. Boom, she's off. Get it down, girl. I feed her well. Finally found a combination of treats that doesn't give it the shits. So the ones I use are Awards by McAdams. Apparently these are for fresh breath. They've got coconut oil, prebiotics, dental algae, free-range turkey flavour. And it's also meant to smell like peppermint and apple. Does it fuck? I also give her beef tails and lamb tails, which are like long-lasting chews, as well as carrots as well. So that combination for her leads to some nice solid poos, which is what we love. Because if you follow me on Instagram, there was a period where she was shitting in my flat. Every time I'd leave her for like more than 2 hours, I'd come back and there's a nice sloppy shit in the corner, which is not ideal. Now you know what time it is. Can't start the day without a bloody coffee. So if you watch the last few YouTube videos, you'll see that I've been using something called a drip cup, which is bloody gorgeous, fantastic at making good coffee. Literally this little gadget probably costs about £4 or £5 on Amazon. Put that over your cup like this, and then all you get is these filter papers. The ones I go for is Melita, I think it's pronounced. It's got a little seam along the side, and all you do is fold that over, fold the bottom over, put this in your drip cup, get your ground coffee. I was recommended this by quite a few clients and other people in St.Neots. Bohemia do their own coffee. So if you live in St.Neots, go into the Cross Keys. Obviously Bohemia is there, right? But they've also got Bohemia Roasts, which is like a coffee shop, and they do their own coffee. And you just select what bean you want, and they ground it up for you there and then. Like obviously it's, what was that? Bella's doing something mad. Obviously the beans are all on show, so they ground it down for you with a machine there and just put it into a bag. So I have 5 spoons of that, and then once that's in the filter paper, pour a little bit of boiling water over just to make sure that it covers all of the coffee, and then you just let it drain. Do one more round of boiling water. I have 1 spoon of sweetener, and then I also have some coconut milk, which goes in my milk frother. Bougie, right? I'm a bit hit and miss with this frother at the moment. Sometimes I just like cold milk in my coffee, just a splash rather than that much. You know what I mean? I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. In the description, I'm gonna put links to all of these products if you would like to buy them, if I can remember, and that includes the drip cup, coconut milk, because I got a pack of 12 of these from Amazon, so much cheaper. The sweetener, the milk frother, the filter paper cups things. So, have a look down below. Oh, the legs. It's so much pain. That is so unprofessional, Jan. Fucking trousers on the door. It's either a towel or trousers, and I start the video, I'm like, bollocks. But we're rolling now, we're going with it. Anyway, before I kick things off, a page of the Daily Stoic, a new book that a client actually gave to me. So basically this book, I'm not going to go into too much detail, but the Stoics were people like Marcus Aurelius, if you've heard of him. So like people that were around when the Romans were in charge, the Roman Empire. And some modern day authors have taken bits from their personal journals back then and then put it into, or like kind of dissected what they're trying to get across. So for instance, one that I read yesterday, which was really interesting, Control and Choice, basically talking about the only things you need to worry about are things that you can have influence over. If it's out of your control, don't stress about it. And these are things that the Stoics wrote back in the Roman times, which is what, like however long ago, BC, which is mental how like things they're writing back then can apply to today still. So today's one is the big 3. So I'm going to give this a read. It's a good way to start the day. Positive. So I've just read this page and it's literally that text there, that's all it is. But to summarize what it said there, it basically says, control your perceptions, direct your actions properly, willingly accept what's outside of your control. And they're like the 3 key principles behind Stoicism. Very interesting, right? So that's it. Literally one page, takes about 5-10 minutes, but just gets you into the right frame of mind for the day. On to the work. First thing up on the list, my man Jay needs a new training plan ASAP because he's had the snip and he can't fucking sit down. So literally I've just got to send him like a upper body session that he can do standing up because he's going into the gym in an hour or so. That's first on the list, and then we're going to crack on with other replies. Got quite a few messages to get through, form videos and check-ins. And then I've got Zara in for a PT at 10, pool session, and then a couple more PTs to wrap up the day. And I might go and see my grandma later. She's been suffering with a bit of knee pain, which I'll try and talk about later in the video. All right, next meal. Good chunk of check-ins done. I've got some new clients that have just started, which I've got back to. Everyone is smashing it. Right, let's have a look at the old sheets to see my next meal. So this one is going to be 150 grams of beef mince, 75 grams of jasmine rice, 50 grams of avocado, 2 whole eggs, about 150 grams of veg and 1 apple. So I'm going to chef this up. The concoction of sauces I tend to go for with this meal is sweet chili and soy sauce. So I almost do like an egg fried rice sort of thing with the beef mince, and it's spectacular, as always. Make your food taste nice, people, and you won't ever feel the need to eat off plan. I think like a lot of people get around to the weekend and they're like, oh, I'm bored of these meals, so I'm just gonna order a Domino's. If you enjoy your meals, you're gonna be less likely to fuck your normal meals off, right? I love my meals. Like, although I've got this new meal plan, it's basically what I was eating already. I'm just like keeping things more consistent now. That's what I enjoy, and I eat the same thing every day. I look forward to these meals so much, to make them taste nice. So who watched the Olympia then? Anyone? It's getting me excited for the next time I step on stage, that's for sure. If you're somebody that is into bodybuilding, a fan of bodybuilding, I highly recommend Nick Strength and Power's YouTube to keep up to date with bodybuilding. Anyway, here's the meal. I decided to go with fried eggs on top. So you got the beef and rice mix underneath, and then 2 fried eggs, a little bit of bagel seasoning, salt, pepper, sweet chili, soy sauce. This is one of my favorite meals. You know what, all my meals are favorite. That's probably what I'm gonna say before every meal today. Oh, I just love it. Oh, I just love it. It's incredible. I should have been a chef. What are we gonna watch on YouTube today then? For all of 2 minutes whilst I inhale this. Josh Bridgman, Day in the Life. See, he's living in Bali at the moment, which is pretty cool watching his vlog, so I'm gonna watch this. Forgot to mention as well, I've also got half of an apple in here, which is about 120 grams, so I'm 20 grams shy. But what I do is, all of my fruit and veg, I try to buy from the local market. Every Thursday morning, there's a stall on the market square, which is about a 5-minute walk away from me, which is perfect because it's good price, you're supporting a local business, and the quality is so much better because a lot of supermarkets, they tend to like spray their fruit and veg with certain pesticides, I believe, but I don't know whether it's the right word is pesticides or just something to preserve the fruit and veg for longer, because obviously it's sitting on shelves for longer, right? So it needs to last. Whereas the market stuff, it's good quality, it's fresh, it tastes better. It might be a little bit more expensive than supermarkets, but like I said, you're supporting a local business. This apple, I can't remember what type it is. I think it's like a Braeburn apple or something. No. But anyway, the toffee apples that you use for like, what are they called? The things that you use at Halloween. If anybody knows what I'm talking about, just comment it down below. It's like a cross between an apple and a pear. And I saw it and it's got like this awful yellowy color on the outside. And I was like, that does not look nice. And she was like, try it, it's nice. She was not wrong. Banging. Just got back from the gym with Bells from a PT. She's becoming a bit of a gym dog now. It's so cute. I just tie her up by the front entrance and all the members love greeting her. And yeah, let her off the lead for the first time in there. A couple of days ago, like whilst it was at the weekend, first thing in the morning, really quiet in the gym. So I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna test it. And just got her to lay down next to me the whole time. And she didn't really move. Like every now and again, she would get bored and kind of venture off a little bit. But as soon as I called her back, she'd come running. Bless her, proud dad. Anyway, next meal, but firstly, that last meal that I had, I think it's still like digestion. I think I had too much fat because there was the beef mince, avocado, eggs, 2 eggs. So yeah, I need to tweak that one a little bit. I might do potentially, I wanted to have 2 eggs in still, so I'll just drop the avocado or put the avocado in another meal potentially. Or maybe just reduce it down. It also could be because I had a coffee straight after that. So if you drink a large amount of fluid after a meal, you're affecting the stomach's acidity levels, the natural acidity levels, which is why you don't want to drink too much with meals. So it could be a reason why. And maybe I just ate a bit too fast. Anyway, next meal, pre-workout meal. This one is 200 grams of chicken, 75 grams of rice, 15 grams of almond butter, 100 grams of pineapple, 15 grams of honey, 200 grams of beetroot. Now, I didn't actually buy any beetroot, so I'm just going to do my normal veg concoction. I don't have pineapple either, so I will do a kiwi. I am still tracking. I haven't actually put it into my calorie counting app yet, but I'll add it all up probably at the end of the day and see where we get to. This is the ultimate hack to good chicken and rice, paired with Frank's Buffalo. You can buy this from Amazon, and almond butter. I promise you, it'll be the best chicken and rice you ever have. Veg concoction is aubergine, courgette, tomato, onion, and a pepper. One of each, other than tomato, you do 2, and that'll last you 4 meals. Elite. Let's get this down. Comment down below. Do you eat kiwis with or without the skin on? I've just cut it up, but you gotta eat the skin on. Get all the nutrients. A little taste test. Yeah. Yeah. It's so damn good. Excuse me, talking my mouth full. I tried putting vegetable stock in with my rice. So I put 2 in with 800 grams of rice in the rice cooker. And it's all right. Nothing special. Before that, I did like a Bombay mix. So if you've got a rice cooker, something you can try is adding like seasonings in with your rice. So I've tried like paprika in the past, the Bombay one. So the rice turned yellow. I think there was some turmeric in there. Whatever you fancy, really. Just makes your rice a nicer flavor. Anyway, this is going down. I'm gonna train train at 1. So almost 2 hours for this meal to fully digest. And it's with a new pool session. I can't wait. We've got pendlay rows in. New movement. Looking forward to those. All right, pre-workout ritual is underway. First things first, I have my stim pre-workout. Half an hour before I train. Oh yeah. Please tell me the mic is on. Yes. So the one I've been having, Perform fizzy bubblegum bottles. Not only is the panel pretty good, but the fucking taste. I'll tell you what, Perform just nail flavors. Like in terms of the best supplement brands, Perform is the best for flavors. It literally tastes like normal fizzy cola bottles, but it's not too sour. I could just happily drink that as a normal drink. And then I mix 1 scoop of non-stim pre, 1 scoop of EAAs and 30 grams of maltodextrin, which is a carb powder. And I down that after exercise 1 or 2. So I'm utilizing the carbohydrates rather than sipping on it throughout and finishing it by the end of the session. By that point, I don't need those carbs anymore. And the EAAs, it's a hit of protein, isn't it? So you wouldn't ever eat a meal over the course of 45 to 60 minutes, which is what most people tend to do with their EAAs. You just get it down in 1. And that comes at about the halfway point between my pre-workout meal and post-workout meal. And then the non-stim pre, just for the performance benefits, and that usually takes like 15 to 20 minutes to kick in. So I'm getting like an extra boost towards the midpoint of the workout. And then I also do 1 milligram of MOTS-C, which is a peptide that helps, I believe it helps mitochondrial function, which basically is a fancy term to say that it helps give you more energy in your sessions. And I also do 500 milligrams of L-carnitine as well. I'll actually make my post-workout meal now as well, which is a delightful bowl of oats. Croats, actually. A combination of cream of rice and oats. I was about to say, and it's my favorite meal of the day, but like I said, I'm pretty sure I've had that with every meal up to this point. All right, let's have a look what we got in this meal. 75 grams of oats to start with. I'd always make my oats early so it's got time to cool down. About that much water, which is really not helpful. I just kind of eyeball it. But if you want a rough guide there, I think if I was to weigh that water out, I think it would come to about 3 to 3.5 times the amount of oats. That's in the microwave for 4 minutes. And then I'll add the cream of rice. That'll go back in for 2 minutes. And then I'll add the whey protein, dark chocolate. I didn't buy any, did I? No, so I'll do almond butter there instead. 1 banana, 100 grams of frozen cherries, and 15 grams of honey. So you'll see this now after I train. Can't wait for this session. I'm buzzing for it. Right, before we start, I'd just like to do some prehab work, get the spine moving. Because up to this point, I've just basically been sitting still all day. And it just feels good moving a little bit. My nose is literally dripping. I can't believe I just did that. I thought I had a nosebleed earlier and it was just snot dripping out my nose. I was like, what the fuck's going on? Oh, that last stretch feels gorgeous. Fancy just downing this now, to be honest. First exercise, single arm cuffed overhead extension. So what I've decided to do is I'm doing arms on nearly every session except upper. But I'm gonna start my pull session with triceps and my push session with biceps. 2 sets and a rest pause, partials at the end of all sets, and then we'll get into the pulling work. I can't wait for these pendlay rows. I've not done like a free-weight bent over row in a while, and it's just fun ripping a heavy weight off the floor, isn't it? Let's get into it. First time trying that with my upper arm, braced against the column there. Felt a little bit weird, obviously a bit too heavy because I only got 4 reps there. Next up, just 1 set pull-ups. These are pull-ups specific for building muscle. Not like the fucking kicking pull-ups you see people in CrossFit do. They're slow, controlled, really good pause in the stretch, making sure that I'm getting like full movement at the shoulder joint. Stopping myself dead before I move, no momentum whatsoever. And then eventually, probably when I get to like 15 reps, I'll probably start adding plates then. What do we reckon? I reckon I'm gonna be able to get 8 or 10 here. Right then, I was like 7.8 plus a couple of partials, so I guess I was right. Right, so I'm thinking with these, I might need to raise the bar up a little bit, so I'm kind of stopping there. But with the pendlay row, you go from a dead stop, so I'm going to allow the plates to touch the floor and then pull. But whether I go from the floor or a slight bumper play, I'm not too sure yet. Let's see how it looks and feels. Just like this. So I'll start here. Yeah, that feels good. We're going from the floor. Right, I've gone for, I just did a warm up on 2 plates. So I'm going 2 and a 10, which is 120 kilos. So we'll see how this moves. This is a bit more of like a grip and rip sort of movement. Not as much eccentric control, just power through the concentric, getting it up there. You want some control obviously on the way down, but you know, it's not as essential with this than something like a lat pull down or something like that. Good thing about this is you're also getting a little bit of erector work as well, just from having to hold a heavy weight in that hinge position, you know? I told you that was grip and rip, man. Zero back stimulation. It's just a bit of fun, really, isn't it? See, I really do movements like that. So in my head, I'm now thinking, I need more control. But I think it's good to have a little bit of a sprinkle of both, you know? Those like heavy, hard movements, grip and rip, like I said, plus the slow and control ones. We're gonna run this for a while. Obviously I'm gonna drop the weight on the next one. What I decided I'm gonna do with this second set here is more of a bent over row. So I'm gonna hold, I'm not gonna let the plates touch the ground. Yeah, I'll tell you what I'll do actually. I'm gonna re-rack it. I'm gonna start from standing. Oh, that was better. That's the one, I think. It's just that control through the change in direction rather than just slamming the weight down. Like ultimately, doing it like this, I'm having to almost catch it at the bottom and go through that change of direction. So yeah, I think that's the one for me. Next one, onto the fluff work, which is definitely not fluff work, by the way. I think this gets demonized because people tend to overemphasize super precise form, and as a result, they don't apply enough effort into the lift. So just like with anything, you've got to strike an even balance of the two. Intensity and effort, they're the two things to focus on in your sets. That's it, effort, intensity. Yes, we'll count that. 7. Really good tip when it comes to your back training. Hold the bar with just your fingertips. Don't grab it like that. You're going to be way more likely to use your arms. So use straps. If you're not using straps, you're really limiting your back gains. Straps paired with just the fingertips, no thumb, thumb over. It's going to help you actually use your back to pull. Then lead with the elbow. Don't pull with your arm. All right, T-bar next. Now, last time I did these, 77.5 for 6. So I'm probably not going to be as strong. I've done quite a bit of work leading up to this. So what I'm going to do is go 72.5. Drop 5 kilos. I'll be happy with 6 or 7 reps here. Yeah, we'll give that a go. This is probably one of the most butchered exercises I see. I see people in it that are like half the size of me lifting the same amount of weight. I'm like, something's not quite adding up here, buddy. A lot of people will bring their chest miles up off the pads, use so much bicep, so you've got to strip the weight back. And like I said with that pull down, treat your hands like hooks. Grip the bar with just your fingertips, use straps, lead with the elbow, keep your chest on the pad. Like a little bit of lift up is fine, but if you're doing this, you're just using your lower back.
think that was 7. Was it 7? 7.5, I think. I'll have to watch this back. Another grip and rip style. Single arm dumbbell row. Not done this in a long time. But I've been programming it for clients quite a lot recently, so I want to give it a go myself. Again, not too focused on like super precise form here, just keeping it on the lat, moving a heavy weight. Oh, good. Back to the rest of the arm work now. Good old incline dumbbell curls. Can't beat these. Right, last one. The best ab movement in the world. And you'll see why. Look at this top, absolutely drenched. And it's fucking start of October. It's working hard, that's what it is. This is how the physique's looking. Currently sitting at 93 kilos. I was 92.9 this morning, which is dropping a little bit, so I think we'll do a food increase soon. Fucking hell, I'm so pumped. My abs are absolutely fucked on that GHD. See the back, the bit that's actually the most pumped. I'll do it. If any lads are watching this in St.Neots, want help with their posing, I'm offering free lessons out of this studio. Hit me up on Instagram if you're interested. So here we have it. Oats, should be dark chocolate. So instead I've gone with coconut flakes and almond flakes as the fat source, because I didn't buy dark chocolate, and that's a good alternative. Tell you what, let's sit down, charge this up a little bit, and then go through this. Are we on? Are we on? Mic. Check, check. We're good. Look at that. Absolute whopper of a post-workout meal. In this we've got, firstly I've got an unfinished workout apparently. About an hour and 15 that workout took me. Probably a little bit less than that actually. So not bad at all. Not bad at all. And I don't feel absolutely fucked now, which is good, because that means I've got room to run it up over time, as in obviously increase reps and weight, but potentially volume as well. But what you'll find when you start a new session or a new workout plan is, as you're learning the skill, you're not able to lift as much weight as what you could when you start to develop the skill of a movement. Like, give me 4 months, 3 to 4 months of running that pendlay row and the single arm dumbbell row, I'm going to be lifting heavy weight. And as a result, it's going to be a lot more demanding, a lot more fatiguing and I'm going to feel more fucked as a result, but that's where you want to go to. So this is 75 grams of oats, 50 grams of cream of rice, 15 grams of honey, 100 grams of cherries, 120 grams of banana, which is just one banana, and then 15 grams of dark chocolate, but I've swapped that for a combination of coconut flakes, well, desiccated coconut it's called, and then flaked almonds, I think. And this is the result. The whey on top is baklava flavor, and the cream of rice is lemon meringue pie. It's not the best combo I've had, but it's still like a good 8.5 out of 10. A little bit more work to do, and then I've got 2 more PTs to wrap up the day. Final meal after the last 2 PTs of the day, which is the same as a pre-workout meal, except for I didn't have any veg, and I also didn't get any beetroot like I said I was going to, because I forgot. I'm not used to like needing to go to the shop midweek, right? Because whatever I've run out, I just macro track something else. So instead of my normal veg, I've gone for some kimchi, sauerkraut that I had in the fridge, and instead of pineapple, I've gone for kiwi again. Now what I'm going to do is add up all of this in Chronometer and see where my calories land, because I use Google Sheets, and it's like preset nutritional values for the food, so it's not always 100% accurate. So I'm going to input it all and just make sure that it's adding up to my targets, and if I think it's going to be slightly under, so I'm just going to top up whatever I need to. But yeah, chicken, rice, almond butter. Oh, I forgot the honey. False alarm. Calm down, everyone. Honey is acquired. That was a close one, right? Oh, it actually tastes better than the one I made earlier, without as much veg. Splendid. I've inputted everything into Chronometer. My current calorie target is 3545, and everything comes to 3510. So I'm basically there. All I'm going to do, just to top that off, is have a rice. Jesus Christ. I think it's the hairs on that kiwi getting stuck in my throat. I'm going to top it off with a rice cake. A rice cake. No fish on this rice cake though. And that'll round off the day of eating. And day in the life, I guess this has been, once again, shock. I'm going to finish up some replies now. It's 6:20, and then I usually walk Bella at about 7ish, get back at 7:30, start winding down for bed, and I'm asleep by 8:30. Strict with that. I have a rule as well, no phone for the first half an hour, well, first hour and last half an hour of the day. Makes a world of difference to sleep quality, your actual ability to focus, because you're not constantly looking towards your phone for hits of dopamine to cure boredom. I think we should all be more content with being bored and actually embrace boredom more, because it's in those moments where you feel boredom that, you know, naturally you want to find something to distract you. Reach your phone, put a podcast on, play some music, and it doesn't ever allow us to be like present with our thoughts and emotions in that moment. We're always trying to just fill our head with something. So if you can be bored more often, it'll be a good thing long term for you, I promise. And as a result, you'll be able to focus on tasks way better as well. Because naturally we just want to flip from one thing to the next. And that's why when you try and do a task for a long period of time, your brain's not conditioned to be able to sit down and focus for long periods anymore. I've discovered this for myself because my focus has got worse and worse over the years, and now I'm trying to undo that process. So now you know that. Look into it yourself. A really good guide to search up is Cal Newport. Yeah. He does a lot around like social media, boredom, your phone, scrolling, stuff like that. It's really insightful. So if you're struggling similar to me, I would highly suggest that. But that's going to wrap up the video, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed that one. If you did, drop a comment. It helps me out. Support the boy. The other book I'm reading, by the way, is Mindset by Carol Dweck. I've just started this one, and so far it's pretty good. So I need to get stuck into that. Any book recommendations, let me know in the comments. I like non-fiction. Fuck fiction. I need to read for a purpose. Other than that, people,
gonna love you and leave you. Have a fantastic day, or a great evening, or a great morning, or a great weekend whenever you're watching this. If you got this far, fair play. I'm gonna catch you in the next one. See ya.